Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Hostplus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Betr, when the greats bet, they bet with Betr. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the program. And Wyndham Clark is a two-time US Open champion. Nice to see you, Nick.
And you, Mark. How are you feeling, by the way? It was some early mornings for me, getting up watching the US Open. I know you're used to it with radio, but...
Yeah, I loved it, actually. I loved it. You know what?
Although, surprisingly, the third round on the Saturday over there, Sunday morning here, they teed off so late.
Yeah, crazy.
So by the time I got up early, I watched the whole thing, which normally I missed the first 9.
I got up early, and I can say this. I was underwhelmed with Shinnecock Hills, and I didn't think I would ever say that in a million years. I don't know whether it was the forecast that scared them.
History
there, yeah. It just...
The first day...
Maybe I've got old memories of a beautiful setup, but it definitely, I was definitely underwhelmed.
Yeah, well, that first day they got the fog delay, what was it, 2 hours, which basically threw a spanner in the works for the USGA because they'd softened the course up so much. They were predicting this high winds, and all of a sudden
we got fog.
They didn't really come, the winds. They weren't expecting any fog. So the morning field was meant to get the better end of the draw. It worked the opposite. And
they got screwed. Not only did it work opposite, they got screwed. We all thought early was going to get screwed.
Yes.
But in the end, late got screwed.
Yeah.
And that happens in golf. And what I reckon I've seen, just on the late versus early late, I reckon some tournaments I've seen a 5 or a 6 shot difference to where you just get to the course in the afternoon and there is all of a sudden 60-kilometre gusts, and then you play through it, you shoot your 75, you wake up and you've got 40-kilometre gusts, and then just as you sign your card, you walk out of the scorer's hut, the wind dies. And these blokes on the other side of the draw have got the best conditions. So it does happen in golf.
There's nothing worse than being right on the cut line. You think, well, it's just going to get tougher and tougher, and then it gets easier, and you see the cut line go, oh, God, I got the weekend off. The greatest example of a differentiator in morning and afternoon I've ever seen and played in was at I think it was the Australian Open did the Australian Open go to New South Wales Golf Club one year?
No, but it
would have been the PGA.
There's a PGA.
Now, through 2 rounds, we had probably 70 guys make the cut.
Yeah.
I think 60 was from one side of the draw, 10 from the other. But the leader came from the bad side of the draw, Stuart Appleby.
Yes.
He played 2 of the greatest rounds ever
that is true.
In his life because they had to suspend play at one point.
True. Well, I was there.
You were there as well.
Okay. The suspension of play revolves around me, believe it or not.
Oh, well, that's a surprise.
It does.
You and another, like at the Australian Open at Vic. My goodness.
This is why at Vic, this is the whole reason why at Vic I stopped play, because of what happened to me at the PGA at New South Wales. So I'm over a putt on the 17th hole.
No, hang on. The PGA was after the Vic event.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's happened twice. Because I remember this one because I finished thirds. Adam Scott ended up winning, beating Stuart Appleby because Stewie was ahead and really he deserved to almost win the tournament after 2 rounds because he played.
Oh, shall I tell the story?
No, tell the story. No, go on.
Okay, so
go on.
I'm on the 17th hole and if you play the hole, the wind is just screaming left to right.
They have had several stoppages of play at New South Wales
left to right,
before,
gusting off the charts. And I've the pin's on the right, and I've hit my ball on the left.
Okay.
And there's a downslope to the. Anyway, I'm looking at the putt, and I know if I get a gust here, it doesn't matter what I do. If it goes down the tier, it's off the green. And I see Trevor Herden right there, and he's got the horn in his hand, right? So I go to Trev, I say, Trevor, if I hit the putt over the hill in a gust, it's off the green. He goes, yeah, I know. And I said, well, call it. He goes, I can't. Anyway, I hit my putt. I swear to God, it just fell over that tee.
Yep.
It just fell over it. It started rolling. Then, of course, 150-mile-an-hour gust blew it off the green. And guess what happened?
They blew the horn.
They blew the horn. They blew the horn. So that's what happened at that New South Wales PGA Championship, and it got called off there an awful lot.
It's funny. Years later, I remember talking to Trevor, and he said, "The best moment in my rules career was
that
doing
was
that
it.
to Mark
Yeah,
Allen."
I bet it was.
I'm only kidding. That was Trevor wouldn't do that.
I bet it was. Hey, let's talk about Wyndham Clark because I've been following along, and the swing changes that this character has made since his victory at LA Country Club, which was, when was that, 25 or 26 or something?
23, I think, wasn't it?
Jeez, yeah. It's 4 years apart?
I think so, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, have been significant. It's been really interesting. And if you follow TPI on the socials, gee whiz, he's a product of the TPI. He's got this thing on his wrist called the Pro Sender, and that stops him from being so handy. And I apologise to everybody, the whole pack, because about, a week ago, I saw this beautiful before and after of him. And the before, overswung,
way too
tilted the wrong way, really handsy.
Yep.
Then they showed the after. And this must have, when it was probably when he won not long ago. When did he win?
He won at TPC Craig Ranch.
At Craig Ranch. So it was at the Byron Nelson.
Yep.
So he won there, and then that's probably where I saw it. And I just couldn't find it, folks. So I really apologise. But they were bragging about it then. So this thing, the Pro Sender, it goes on his right wrist, and he just can't break his wrists as much as he used to. So he's getting this huge turn to get the arms back, and it's gone from an overswing and a rotten tilt to just in what looks like the slot. But then, of course, he's been doing all kinds of stuff so he doesn't steepen. And I don't know whether you saw what I was seeing, but the last two rounds on Saturday and Sunday, he was steepening.
Getting steeper and steeper.
He was just getting steeper and steeper, and he was hitting it like where some of his start lines.
Well, that happens with pressure, though. So,
that's actually what he said.
You revert to your tendencies.
That's exactly what he said in some of the interviews afterwards. And, if you like, probably you and I watched everything I possibly could afterwards, because I find that the most fascinating when you find out what these players are dealing with. And what he said was, under pressure, I went back to my old habits, and I just got steeper and steeper and steeper. But, that's the beauty of golf, to watch somebody get up and down like he did. I think on the Saturday, they were talking that he holed 55 feet of par putts.
Ooh.
So have a think about that. So let's say he made, 15 pars for the day.
Yep.
Divide that, they're all 5-footers for par, basically,
Four
on average.
footers. Yeah, okay.
So, that's the scrambling is, as far as I could tell, completely off the charts, and that was beautiful to watch. But then you start watching some of the stuff that he's doing, and just some of the drills that he has been doing to try and create the space. He hits balls, Nick. He sets up, and then he puts his trail foot all the way back, and then he just hits shots from there because the pros from TPI, they say that is the feeling of how your lead leg should work through impact and into the swing, which is, the weight goes forward, then it holds, and then it lifts.
Yeah, rotates, stops him from sliding into the ball.
Of course, I steepen under pressure. I know you steepen under pressure as well. So,
my masterclass is going to be a little bit to do with all this. One of the other things he did, I like the little stick in the belt.
Oh, the stick in the belt.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we'll save that for the masterclass.
I will.
But watching him hit so many balls with, like I said, you set up to the ball, and then your trail leg, you just put it back as far as you can, and then you just hit the ball like as best you can. And what they were suggesting is the feeling of what happens. And when I was doing it, just my buttocks would straighten and tighten, and I'm thinking to myself, geez, I do not do that when I'm actually hitting golf shots. So guess what I'm doing now?
Add that to the list.
I've added that to the list. Yes, of course I have. What did you make of Scotty Scheffler?
What did he finish? Fourth?
Finished fourth.
Tied for fourth. It was his birthday Sunday, going for the career Grand Slam, and he brought
his first go at the career Grand Slam.
First go. Yep. And I think he brought his B- C game, and he still finished tied for fourth. It is scary how good the guy is and how he gets the ball around the golf course in a way. Didn't putt that great from what I saw. Don't know what the stats were, but Sunday he just didn't seem to make anything. And if he needed to make an early push, it just wasn't there for him. But he, as he always does, he hangs around.
Yeah.
And there was a moment, I think early in the back nine, I thought, okay, this is his chance. He might have holed a birdie putt on 10, but then Wyndham Clark holds it on top of him and unfortunately sort of shut that door on him. So
I thought
it was impressive.
I thought he was so impressive for all the wrong reasons, because I'm with you. C-plus game at best. I mean, he could not turn the ball with any degree of normal competence.
Yeah, off the tee.
Just some of the follow-throughs, some of the shots, it looked like some of the shots that he was trying to turn into the wind, into the greens. He got the turn right, but he didn't get the spin rate right. And he just couldn't get the distance control that we expect
that he normally has
from a world number one who leads proximity to the hole and does all that damaging stuff from tee to green. He just didn't have that with him this week, and he still finished fourth.
Yeah, a lot of crosswinds at Shinnecock as well. And sometimes with the crosswinds, you're never quite sure if it's into or down. And I think that played with his game a little bit there. So that's where you got to give all credit to Wyndham. For a guy who really doesn't, like Wyndham doesn't draw the ball very much, especially off the tee, just hitting these big cuts, to be able to do that out there. And he kind of got away with it, I'd say. Clark on 18 with the tee shot again, very similar to LA Country Club a few years back when he flared one way right. Again, he flares it right, but it's very wide fairway, that 18th, pretty generous. So it was a heck of a two-putt again.
Now, the other one, Sam Burns, I almost thought he was a big chance. You know, he holds that birdie putt at the last. I think he birdied, 4 early? In his round, and got to one back and then made a bogey. Ended up with a birdie putt on the last. Now, if that thing had dropped, and let's say what happened on 16 for Wyndham. So Wyndham hits a big double cross off the tee on 16.
And Bones is going, this lie is death.
No good.
Yeah, it's horrible.
How far did he carry it? Like 160 over a hill? I
Couldn't believe it.
And normally when you go to that hard, to hang on to it like he did so it doesn't go left in more rough, and then he makes that putt from over the back. He said afterwards that he thought he left it short, by the way.
I know we haven't, it was a very quick up and over. Yeah. The crowd reaction from that putt when they showed the ground level view facing back towards him, we'll talk about the crowds, but it was the most, you could see the air go out of the place because they did not want this guy to win, did they?
He was hated. Yeah. I don't know whether they,
there's some history. Sure.
There's history. Yeah. I know a lot of people were sending me text messages saying that he was going to Greg Norman it, is what they said. It's a horrible term. I hate using it, Shark. If you happen to see this, is not my term, but that's what they all thought.
The six-shot lead in
last
round.
Yeah, they all just thought he was just going to fall over. Yeah. Because he was steepening, he was hitting cuts, he was getting up and down, 55 feet of pars. Can he keep that going on a Sunday under pressure? For all those reasons. Yeah. But I still think what he did at Oakmont last year in the locker room pissed off so many people in the golf world, and not just what he did, but the lack of sincerity or the lack of feeling in his apology
at the time was pretty bad.
Was disgusting.
Yeah,
I was off him.
It was, can we move on from this type scenario rather than owning up, saying, "Yep, I screwed up big time." He's doing it now, which.
I thought the way he spoke afterwards was brilliant.
It was very good, very good.
Yeah, New York didn't really like me. I love you guys, but I get it. Some of it's self-deserved. I did some unfortunate things last year that I really regret, and I'm been sorry multiple times, and I'm still sorry. So hopefully, I can win you guys over eventually. But I get it. They root for Scotty. Grand Slams only happen a few times, so he's going to get it. I mean, he's the best player in the world. But today, it's my day.
The other thing around Wyndham, and Stan, I sent you this video, was of him throwing the club at Quail Hollow. Did you see this?
Yeah.
I mean, he has some anger issues.
Wow. I mean, he's lucky he didn't clean up one of the volunteers.
Let's take a look at this because he's hitting a tee shot, I think, off like number 8 at Quail Hollow, whatever it is, and he basically doesn't like it, turns around and just flings it.
Oh, man. Check it out.
And the guy, I felt for the marshal there, he's got his flag and you see him flinch.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my goodness, this guy. Sorry, it's a PGA championship at Quail Hollow, yeah. Have a look at this.
Here's that bit with a hole in the sign too, Nick.
Oh. Good thing he didn't hit Rolex because he would have got a good bill for that clock, I'd say.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, he hit the T-Mobile sign, and that's his sponsor. He's got T-Mobile on his cap. But he said afterwards in one of the post-round interviews, not after the final round, he said, look, some stuff happened last year. I was going through some difficult things. And look, he has over his life. He lost his mum early and everything. So you got a feel for the guy. But he said, all my sponsors stuck with me, and it's he was very happy. And obviously he's got the sports psychologist. What's her name? Julie?
Oh,
someone that
Julie,
he's been working with.
Elian.
Now, I'm hearing different things about her.
Can I tell you
Please.
this about Julia? So she is his mental coach.
Yes.
And not only that, she is his mental toughness coach, right? So she's instilling just steel.
This is like Navy SEAL type
this is
stuff,
just
it?
top level. Anyway, she hated hearing all the cheering against him so much that she couldn't handle it. So she went into the clubhouse.
Oh.
She retreated. She couldn't cop it.
Oh, okay.
She couldn't cop it.
And she's
she had to go inside.
So for our audio listeners, we're just showing a picture of sports psychologist getting a hug, and it's time to move off. So the mental toughness.
The mental toughness guru needed a hug and to be escorted off the golf course because she couldn't handle what the player was copping.
I shouldn't laugh about that because it was very bad. But,
it was interesting to me to hear how he was handling it. So every time he felt someone was cheering against him, he would find a positive.
Yeah.
It's just something as simple as that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just brilliant
He'd
listening to his mindset.
Yeah, he'd almost look for someone. Oh, there's someone cheering
There's
for me.
someone- that's right.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, you're the one. Okay.
Thank you. And then focus on that person over there cheering for me.
Well, that's what you have to do in those moments. It's like I've played President's Cup, so you get that style of we hate you type scenario out on the golf course, and you hear people cheering against you. It's a very foreign thing, unless you play in an environment like a US Open where they don't want you to win, or a President's Cup or a Ryder Cup. In golf, usually you hit a good shot, they give you a clap.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, get in the bunker.
Get in the bunker.
And they were escorting people off the property. So
They
that
were
was
saying
good.
you're choking. Get in the sand. You're a choker.
But
They
the
were
other-
screaming it.
I don't know if you saw the Eamon Lynch little clip.
I did.
thought that was very, very good. Should we play
What
it?
do you let's play it, and then let's get your thoughts on it, because I'm on board.
Narrative that Wyndham Clark's not necessarily a popular guy, and that contributes to it. Okay, but it's a societal problem. We live in this era. People are kind of gambling on golf. All of that, I get it. But Long Island golf fans are a stain on the game of golf.
Wow.
That's what we saw at Bethpage. It's what we see every single time we go to Long Island. And this isn't a New York problem, which you hear a lot as well. It doesn't happen at Wingfoot. It doesn't happen at Baltusrol on the other side of the Hudson River. It happens on Long Island every single time. And it's about time the organisation...
It's regional.
It is regional. Long Island fans are a particularly hardcore bunch. And what we saw at Bethpage last year... I've argued on this show that the PGA of America is supposed to go back to Bethpage in 2033 with the PGA Championship. That should not happen. These people do not deserve a major championship out there, because we've now gotten to this era where it is so repetitive, so predictable as a component of the fan experience out there. And it's the same thing you see everywhere. It's the drunk crypto bros who buy a ticket with daddy's credit card, and they've gone through life without ever been slapped for something they've said. That's kind of the culture that we live in now. Maybe the golf in its entirety needs to take the Augusta National model. No phones, no tolerance, no second chance. The idea that these guys are out there videotaping themselves being trolls, and then thinking that this is going to be their viral moment.
Righto, so he wants to ban tournaments on Long Island. Bethpage Black, Shinnecock Hills. He's right, though. I mean...
Well, that's
it
the beauty.
doesn't seem to happen anywhere else in New York.
No, well, you're probably right, actually. But it's the beauty of the Masters.
Yeah.
No phones.
Yeah.
No, you can't run. You can't do this. You can't do that. Now, every tournament cannot enforce those
No
rules.
way.
It's basically impossible.
Yeah,
but
laughed at.
you would almost love to see people not have their phones at an event like that. That'd be something very interesting to see. But yeah, it's a tough one. And Eamon's pretty divisive, as we know. He likes to go on rants about certain things. Some things I agree with, some things I don't. A bit like Brandel Chambly. It's the same sort of scenario there. So,
well, I wish you could put them on probation somehow. You know, maybe not ban them. But say, listen, you got 15 years. We're not coming back for 15 years. But you just can't do that because things are organised well ahead of time.
Speaking of penalties, how was the Joaquin Neimann one, by the way? This is great.
As far as I'm concerned, this is our Hostplus plus for golf.
It's about time.
It is absolutely like what we just saw from Wyndham Clark, Throwing Club.
Disgraceful.
He should get a 2-shot fine, a 2-shot
He should
penalty.
have got a suspension from the tour for that because he almost took it at Marshall.
And by the way, if that was him missing the cut, then he gets 2 shots added onto his next event. That's how I would do it.
Yep.
You know, if you've made the cut, you get 2-shot penalty.
Yep.
If you haven't made the cut and you're doing this sort of crap, then you get a 2-shot penalty at the next start. And that would be a plus for professional golf because
True.
you've got to prevent these guys doing this.
So
crap.
for folks that missed it, Joaquin Neimann on his opening round somewhere, he hit 2 out of bounds. His third one, stayed in bounds. So what's that? 1-3. That's 5 off the tee. Yep. He tried to get relief from fire ants. Apparently, that's what that old chestnut.
That burrowing animal, are they?
That's always a good one. The old burrowing animal one.
Please.
There's plenty of stories about that. He didn't get the relief he wanted. He hit his shot and then apparently threw his club 50 yards. Now, 50-yard throw is impressive.
That's a good hook.
He must have had some good technique on that. I've done a video on how to throw your club properly, by the way, folks. So there's various techniques. But anyway, the USGA have now. That they brought in this rule that if you bring the game into disrepute, they can give you a 2-shot penalty.
That's right.
And it's a culmination of certain things from players we've seen over the last year or whatever. And I liked actually afterwards how Chambly and McGinley and Rich Lerner talked about all the F-bombs a lot of the players are saying these days. And he said, back in the day, Jack Nicklaus, he would only ever say, oh, Jack, or something like that. Whereas Rahm, he dropped a beauty.
Yeah, so there should be. What would you go for swearing on mic?
Oh, it's a 2-shot penalty. It's pretty simple.
Everything's a 2-shot.
Basically. I mean, well, swearing's a different one. I mean, if it's a bit under the breath one, but if it's an absolute drop of the bomb like John Rahm did, where any kid within a 100-metre vicinity can hear you, well, that's an issue, I think. Now, for Joaquin Neimann, by the way, he made a 9 on the hole. They ended up giving him an 11.
You make the cut?
And he shot 78.
Yeah.
8 over, comes back, shoots 65 the next day to make the cut.
Yeah.
He, for 71 holes, was 6 under par. You know what the winning score was? 4 under.
4 under par.
Right? So he had 11 on a par 4, so he was 7 over on 1 hole. I mean, that is an impressive effort. Now, I know you picked him as your dark horse, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I had him up there. I thought he was a good player.
Oh, by the way, the multi came through.
Hey!
Why weren't we celebrating that off the top?
By the way...
Well done, Mark, because that was all you, not me.
That was my job. I've done the maths on our multi, by the way. So we've got 3 up, and we think we've done 11.
Yeah, I think it's about 11.
About 11. So we had a 4-1, a $4 job get up, a $12 and $8. So we're just talking in units. It's 3, 11, and 7, which is 21. So we're 10 units up if you are following us on our multis. And I'm very confident. Happy to say that's just the tip of the iceberg, folks. It's just going to get better and better and better.
Now the fact we're on these penalties and these little, USGA things, I saw there was a couple of little things I did see, and someone posted one on socials, and then I kind of thought, did I just see that from Sam Burns on one of the day? There's that one.
Let's show the.
There was
Sam
the Wyndham
Burns.
Clark chip.
Oh, the Wyndham Clark one is enormous.
Yeah, but the Sam Burns one, I think it happened on Friday, where he hit his putt past the hole. It was like he missed his par putt, and he couldn't replace it in the right spot.
That's right. And that happens sometimes.
It does happen.
Sometimes it happens. You put the marker down, you think it's back right behind the ball.
It keeps rolling.
You go back to put it down and it just won't sit. So, look, that's happened to me sometimes as a professional golfer. I just try and put a little bit left or right, but not closer.
You can't
to
put
the
it closer.
hole.
You just got to find the nearest spot it will come to rest. This one,
that's right.
Maybe the camera angle tricked me. I don't know, but
let's
just have a look at this.
About that.
Let's just have a look at this. Okay, here he is. He's trying to put the ball back. It just keeps rolling. For our audio listeners, he's only got a 2-foot putt.
It's a 2-foot. So he's tapping it down. That is okay, folks. You're allowed to do that.
And now he's gone. Well, hang on. So is that to the side or is it? It's 2 inches from his marker.
There's an awful lot. There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
how that didn't come up, I don't know.
With the Sam Burns one there.
Yep.
there's not enough to convict.
It's a 2-footer. I mean,
There's not enough to convict. Get on with it, tap it in.
If it's a 3-footer, you'd go, well, hang on.
Yeah,
but
that's
that was a tap in. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
We give Sam the benefit of the doubt, and I love you, Sam. I love your game. I love
player.
your putting. I love everything about you. I do. I think you're a star, and I think you're going to win a major.
Yep.
In fact, I may well be backing him
Cool.
at an Open Championship. I think he's a very, very good player, and that was maybe just an unfortunate thing that happens in professional golf, but it just shows you that everybody's watching. Like this next one.
Okay.
Wyndham Clark. Now, I remember the shot.
I didn't see the shot. I just saw this on social.
Well, this shot landed incredibly softly to the point where the commentators were saying, wow, how did that land so soft?
He steps across his
So he's
ball and
taking
takes his
practice
evolution.
swings.
Right here. Okay,
Watch
now
this.
watch this move. Why does he do that right there? He stepped directly behind his golf ball and patted that grass down where he could get to the back of that golf ball. Now he clips it perfect. And when he addresses it, it's exactly where he stepped. He goes back to it. That's exactly where he stepped on the other side of his ball to take a mysterious practice swing. I don't understand why he would have done that.
Now, that ball came out, landed as soft as soft. The commentator said, how'd they do that? That ball landed soft. Now,
It's hard to tell because you don't know where the ball is, but
again,
it was a weird one for him to step across like that.
I thought the commentary, Dan, if you can get his name, is from a tour caddy, and his brother, his name is Kip, has been a caddy for a long, long time.
I know the one. Yep.
You know the guy?
Kip, is it Kip Henley?
That's him.
Kip Henley. Yeah.
Kip Henley. So this comes from not just some random watching at home. This guy comes from, years watching professional golf, conditions that are part of professional golf, and gets it. Now, Nick, you know as well as I do, if you want to have a little practice swing at a piece of grass that's similar to the lie you're facing, you move a long way away and you go to great lengths not to look like you're doing that.
Not to look like you're stepping anywhere around your ball. So,
that is exactly
yeah.
right.
No,
You
I
go
get
to
it.
huge lengths because of the shame that is associated with cheating in professional golf. But the commentary from whatever his name was, Kip Henley's brother.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't remember your name at the moment. The commentary was as accurate as you could ever get. Now, based on that alone, and there were two different camera angles, you couldn't actually see the ball. Not enough evidence to convict. But I tell you what, Wyndham Clark goes on a watch list here all of a sudden, and that's the last thing you want. And it's not just the Talk Birdie to me Wolfpack watch list. We've
got a watch list. I like
we
it.
do. Patrick Reed's on it. There's quite a few on our watch list. But this is now, because of that particular tweet, this is now on a global watch list for Wyndham Clark. Everybody says the same stuff. There's not enough evidence to convict him here. And he's bloody lucky because it looks like he's in all kinds of trouble to me. So
Which hole was it on?
you're not convicted, Wyndham, but you are on a watch list.
Okay.
And I think it was the 9th or the 10th.
Ah, okay, right.
The 9th or the 10th hole. And it might have been the Saturday.
Okay, right.
But my God, it was in the middle of him getting up and down.
It's a
and
pretty rare
one
thing
of the
to
greatest
see
scrambling
on the
results
golf.
you've ever seen.
It's a pretty rare thing to see on the golf course. And anyway, it was a bit unfortunate. Now, we've had enough bad stuff. Let's go with a touch of class.
Touch of class.
Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot.
Well, that is pure magic.
Well, the touch of class is from an amateur. He's a lefty. Should fluff your pillows
It
a
does.
little bit. He's a teenager. I think
17.
He's 17 years old. He made the cut. Now, Father's Day is not on the 21st of June in this country, but it is over there in America. And it always falls on the last round of the US Open. And his father, who is a big part of his life, what he did, he went to the USGA officials before the round started and said, I would like to do this for my dad. Can I let him carry the bag up to the 18th green?
How good.
And the dad didn't know what was going on. The caddy went over and said, "We've organised this," and ticked it off. And his dad carried the bag up. And I just think that is a BMW touch of class. And it came from a kid.
It was brilliant. I was watching them as they're walking up the field. They didn't actually say much together. I don't know if the dad was in shock or, he's 17, so what are you going to do as a kid? But it's funny. Years ago, we were playing a World Golf Championship event, the American Express in London. It was a one-off. It was at a place called The Grove, which is in Hertfordshire.
Oh, I remember
near Watford. And I was sort of middle of the pack or whatever, not playing that great. And Wilbur, my caddy, says to me, would you mind on 18? I've got a mate out here. I would love for him to caddy on the 18th. And I said, yeah, sure. It's a par 5 or whatever. And this guy was not expecting it. And his name, we called him B.A. Dave because Wilbur had connections everywhere in the world of golf as far as airlines went.
Right.
He always booked economy, but always flew business because
British Airways.
He was British Airways Dave, so he was his BA contact, right? So
BA Dave.
Anyway, we tee off on 18 and he walks over and Dave's standing there walking and he goes, "What are you doing?" He says, "Here's the bag." He says, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, don't worry." We actually didn't arrange it. No, we hadn't arranged it. We just said, screw it. It's middle of the tournament. We're not in the final few groups.
Doesn't matter.
Gave him the bib and he just had a blast walking up. And you know what? I was texting Wilbur about it the other day because I saw this Miles Russell thing and he says, "Yep, B.A. Davies still talking about it today."
You're probably still getting upgrades today, you bugger, from
not
doing
me,
it all
no.
those years ago.
I'm sure he is, but he's not flying much anymore, Wilbur. Yeah.
I just looked up Miles Russell. I was just curious because I actually haven't heard of this guy before. So I just looked him up on Find My Player.
Yeah.
He's 17.
He is.
Yeah.
He's 17 and he's ranked 760 in the world. So obviously he has a fair way down, but
Find My Player even has him on there. That's amazing.
Yeah, Find My Player is incredible.
Yeah.
17-year-old amateur. That's it. That's
17
incredible.
years old.
It's funny with Find My Player, I follow all the Kingston Heath young amateurs
Okay.
on it. And I woke up this morning and Find My Player alert had told me that Abel Edouard had qualified at the sectionals for the British Open Championship.
How good is that?
So he's got through that. He's into the last sectional. So if you're not using Find My Player and you've got some people you'd like to follow, then you're just not trying in this great game.
Google Play, all the app stores where you get it.
It's my top 5 this week.
It is. What are you going to go for? Look at that smile on his face, Dan. Hang on. He's got that look
that
about
smile
him.
means complaints incoming.
Yeah.
The top 5 players cheered against in the majors.
Okay. Oh, we did see that with Clark. So,
Yes.
there has been.
It was good fun putting that one together.
I bet.
Hey, Nick, what do you think the odds are of a certain European player being in there?
Possibly a Scottish player. I'm sure he's going
He
to make
may
the
well
list.
feature.
He's probably, if it's anything to go by, he's probably going to be number one.
He
I'd
may
say.
feature.
All right, we'll do that next.
That is next.
All right, well, I'm finally back in Europe, and the best place to follow my progress and the progress of all of your favourite players is on the Find My Player app. Simply download the app from the App Store, search up your favourite player's name, and press the heart next to their name to favourite them. Once you've selected your favourite players, the events they're entered in will show up on the home screen here, and you can even get a look at the live leaderboards. You can also turn on notifications for your favourite players through these toggles here. Personally, I like the 9-hole and the 18-hole notifications that give you a cool update like this. So what are you waiting for? Jump on the App Store and download the Find My Player app today.
Front 9, back 9, or eyeing the 19th hole, wherever you are in life, Hostplus can help you drive your retirement further. That's a plus.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Hostplus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And Betr, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number 1 ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number 1 shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Mark.
Okay, time for this week's top 5. But before we do that, Dan, you have been digging around and you have found Nick O'Hearn's club throwing expose.
Oh, it's very funny. And so, Nick, this comes from your website, nickohearn.com, that people can subscribe to. Yeah. And this is a very funny video that you put up there.
From the Play Your Best Golf video series. And it's very important, folks, how to throw your club properly.
Do it properly.
Okay.
So you get
there are some rules.
If you do it in a USGA event, you're going to get 2 shots moving forward.
Well, I've just pulled that into the penalty area. And what happens next is one of the most important decisions you're going to have to make on the golf course. How to throw your club properly. Do not, under any circumstances, throw it backwards. And never ever throw it somewhere that you can't find it. Now what you want to do is throw it towards your target. Now importantly, there are 3 different styles. Firstly, the axe throw. Secondly, you have the sidearm. And thirdly, the underarm flick, my personal favourite. And remember, always throw responsibly.
Yes, very good. Good technique too.
Yeah. Well, my favourite's the underarm. So anyway.
Well done.
When the greats bet, they bet with Betr. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
The top 5 for Betr. When the greats bet, they bet with Betr.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
And good fun putting it together. Not very difficult at all to put this one together.
I'm
the top
sure.
5 players cheered against famously at the majors.
Okay. Go on. I have a feeling US Opens are going to be involved here.
At number 5, it's not often that the champion and a US player gets cheered against at a US Open.
Yeah.
So Wyndham Clark finds his way at number 5.
Fair call.
He said enough at the end to
It was a good speech.
kind of cool things down, I think, the hate. And I think next time he goes to Long Island, they may even be on his side because he copped it and he won.
Yeah.
But still, famously, this year.
He said something like, I know you all don't like me, but I love you guys, or something like that, and which is, it is what it is. Mike Tirico, by the way, he did an amazing job.
Great job.
He's a great great host.
At number 4, Keegan Bradley. Not by Americans, but by everybody else. Nobody wants to see this guy take 3 minutes to hit a 3-foot putt, standing on lines all over the place. No one likes it. We can't cop it anymore. I don't care if you're Captain America. End of story. At number 3.
It's very American-centric right here.
This one might surprise you.
Okay.
But Rory McIlroy is absolutely despised by the live lovers. People who love live
Well, that's not surprising.
hate Rory McIlroy for what he said early and all the rest of it. Can I tell you a little secret? My mum might like this, but my mum doesn't like Rory.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon he's too big for his own boots. That's what my mum says.
That's such a mum comment, isn't it?
There was a video of someone yelling out at the US Open at Shinnecock saying, "I'll get in the bunker," and then he walks off the tee and gives it the old,
gave it to him.
Gave him the beer belly sort of.
He's
signal.
hated. Rory McIlroy is hated at the majors. Number 2, Universal. Universal, this one.
Okay.
Patrick Reed.
Oh, okay.
Not even Americans can cop this bloke unless he's playing Ryder Cup and beating Rory. That's the only time, and that is the best matchup in Ryder Cup. I don't care what happens. The 2 captains have got to make it happen every single Ryder Cup. Reed versus Rory. It's just got to be a staple of the Ryder Cup.
I'm going to call it. This number 1's going to be ridiculous because I know what's going to happen now.
And number 1. I'm trying to weigh up whether to tell this US Open story or not.
1994 Oakmont? Or is this a 97 Congressional? Or
There was a big weight on the tee. Do you know the story?
Winged foot then? No? Go on. No, I don't know this.
It's Colin Montgomery. So Americans hate him. There was one year, I think it might have even been Shinnecock Hills. It was a New York crowd. They had "Be Nice to Monty" buttons.
Yes, I do remember that.
on his shirt because
I'm surprised they didn't have Be
because
Nice
I
to
hated
Mrs.
him so much.
I'm surprised they didn't have Be Nice to Mrs. Doubtfire on there or something just to really wind him up. So
Anyway,
who came up with
I'll
that?
tell the story, but I'll clean it up.
Was it David Ferrity that came up with that?
Yeah, might have been.
Yeah,
might have been. Yeah, it was
Anyway.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Give us like a PG rated version.
Yeah.
I'll give you the PG rating. So everyone's, they're trying to hand out Be Nice to Monty week buttons at the US Open. It was a very hot US Open wherever it was. He had this enormous weight on the tee and the crowds had been into him right from the start. Anyway, he's waiting there on the tee and he's decided to walk right up the way just to get away from everybody. He must have been playing with Tiger or someone big because the crowds were enormous. Anyway, this bloke yells out, "Hey, Monty!" And no reaction. Monty just stonewalling, he doesn't want to deal with this. And the bloke goes again, "Hey, Monty!" And Monty does not move. Anyway, there's a bit of silence for a while. The bloke decides to go with a different game plan. And he yells out, "Excuse me, Mr. Montgomery." And Monty turns around. The bloke yells out, "Show us your boobs." Right. Except he didn't say boobs.
Yeah, well, no.
Right, but you can imagine.
Yeah.
And that happened in a US Open.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why he's known as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Well,
He has a feminine look
Right.
around here.
okay. No,
And that's all there is to it.
I get it.
Oh, I feel so much better.
Lighter.
I feel like I'm walking on air.
Was there any consideration, Mark, at any point in time for
No.
Monty to be number 2
No.
or 3 or
No.
4, or maybe
No.
not even in the list?
No
Never.
consideration.
Always going to be number 1. Okay. Nick, Ping global results because Ping will help you play your best.
Yeah, certainly will. All right, this week, US Open at Shinnecock, obviously Wyndham Clark. What a great win it was over Sam Burns. Birthday boys, Tom Kim finished third.
Yes.
It was his birthday Sunday, and Scotty Scheffler finished fourth. So there you go.
I saw Wyndham Clark is the only person who's signed a deal with Ping just for a putter.
Yes. Well, the putters are that good. So, yeah, I'll have to get the make and model of it.
When you're
sorry,
in the house,
we know the make.
when you're in
model.
the house of Scotty Cameron,
I
you've
know.
got to be careful.
I've got to be
right?
careful, I know. I got my
Yeah.
ping bag back there.
Yeah.
But anyway, history was made as well. Another person who finished tied for fourth was Keith Mitchell, who shot rounds of 70. First time ever.
I wish I was Keith Mitchell.
And you know what he started
I
out
wanna
the
be-
first day?
What?
41 on the front nine.
Yeah, that's right.
41.29 for a 70. Is that the greatest 70 ever
Yeah,
shot?
I love everything about him. I love his swing. I love his putting stroke. I love
You know
the
his
way
nickname?
he dresses. Cashmere Keith.
Cashmere Keith, yeah.
He needs to start wearing, if he could do this for me, the vest, the button-up cardigan.
He does have it a
vest.
long way down the shirt already. So.
Yeah, I know, but we need a cardigan vest for Cashmere Keith.
Who was doing that? Tommy Fleetwood was doing that, wasn't he?
Yeah, and there was a bloke called Tommy Armour III,
Yes.
TA3.
Yep.
He could dress.
I remember Tommy.
He was one of my heroes.
He had your hair as well. So
I played a
that's
few
probably
practice
why.
rounds. I played a lot of practice rounds with TA3.
I bet in Dallas.
A
that's where he
couple of
lives.
US Open qualifyings, were in Dallas.
Nice.
And his girlfriend at the time went to Texas Tech, and I
okay.
knew her.
Right. There you go.
So
Okay.
that's why we ended up playing a lot of practice
I
rounds.
found the
together.
putter, by the way, that he uses. That's it right there.
Ah, there we go. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it's the Scottsdale TEC Ally Blue Onset. And he weaved it beautifully. Must be a counterbalance one because it's very long and the thick handle as well.
yeah.
So.
I would say the main thing with the Alley Blue that I love of why I switched to it was one, the onset. I love the onset of this putter. And then I love the alignment. You know, the Scottsdale tech that Ping has come up with where we have the dot and the line. As I'm standing over the ball, it's like I have the sense of calmness that I know I'm aimed really good and my eyes aren't fluttering everywhere. They're just very zoned in on what I'm doing, and that's part of the reason why I've been in such a zone putting. And then I truly love kind of the block shape. Having the white and then a black line just continue to help me aim. And aiming is so important for me. When I feel like I'm aimed correctly, I instantly feel comfortable putting, and I felt that right away right as I used it.
Because it was windy, it was going to be a windy week. Apparently, he put all kinds of lead tape on the bottom, the whole
Love the heavy.
sole, just so I didn't get blown around.
Well, the other thing was the greens were rolling at 10.5.
Yeah, it
and
helps.
the quickest they got them at was 11.5, maybe 12 on the last day.
Heavy putters are good for
the
that.
greens were certainly what would you call it? Euthanized a little bit, I'd say. So anyway,
Yes.
that's one way of putting it. And more history was also made unfortunate history, no Australians made the cut
Is that the first time ever?
since 1959. Crazy, wasn't it? The only Australasian to make the cut was Ryan Fox, who finished tied for 23rd. Well done to Foxy there.
Just on that point, look out for our Monday mini where we take a bit of a deep dive into
What's going
Australian golf.
Yep.
Oh, well, the men's side, the girls are killing it. The men's side, ooh.
Well, speaking of, the rest of the Ping highlights are all about the women because we had 6 Aussie women have top 10s throughout different tours. First up, we had the Maya LPGA Classic in Michigan. Did you see the finish of this?
I saw a missed putt.
Oof.
Another one
This
from the
was
same person.
Brutal. Lottie Wode.
Oh.
Had a one-shot lead. Had a one-shot lead playing the final hole, a par 5, and she laid it up. Well, she hit 3 wood off the tee, pulled a second shot, unfortunately, pitched it onto 40 feet, hit it to 3 feet, missed the winning putt, and then lost in the playoff. It's going to be a tough one to get over.
Sick.
She's
a superstar.
Putt here, by the way.
Yeah. Show people on YouTube.
I know what this feels like. She did well to hold the comebacker, actually.
Oh,
then in the playoff hole, she was just in front of the green, hit a poor chip to like 10 feet and didn't,
The comebacker might sometimes be a little bit shorter, but you got shaky hands all of a sudden.
Well, you're feeling the worst possible thoughts ever. Anyway, Miyu Yamashita ended up winning that in the first extra hole of the playoff. Cassie Porter, though, tied for 5th. Great week for her, Ping player.
You're going well, Cass.
And Grace Kim closed with a 66 to finish tied for 7th. So they were the 2 top 10s there for the Aussies. On the Ladies European Tour and the Dutch Open, we had 2 more. We had Justice Bosio and Kirsten Rudgley tied for 5th, where Onchiza Udama had the win there in the Ladies Dutch Open. And then on the Epsom Tour, we also had a couple of top 10s with Jennifer Elliott tied for 3rd and Caitlin Pearce tied for 9th, and that was in Michigan. And then lastly, our own Jazzy Roberts, the amateur.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Won the English women's stroke play by 7 shots.
And
she's a superstar of the future.
And then I think we had somebody win the senior.
Yes.
As well.
We did as well.
So
I saw
it was
that.
Fabulous. Well done.
Might have been, was it Nadine Gold?
That's her.
I think it was,
well done,
yes.
Mate. Well done.
So a shortened Ping Glover results this week.
Well done, Nicky.
All right, for Southern Golf Club, we've got the feedback, boys, and lots of US Open feedback, as you would expect.
Talk Birdie feedback. Thanks to Southern Golf Club.
One last thing is this week we've got another major on the women's side where Hannah Green, remember she won the KPMG Women's PGA at Hazeltine?
Oh, it's back at Hazeltine.
It's back at Hazeltine. Now, I've picked her to win a major this year, so it's got to be this one now.
We've got about 6 chances left, don't worry.
We've got a lot of Aussies in the field. I'm looking forward to it.
They've got a lot of majors.
Yeah.
All right, on to the feedback here. This one comes from John. Hey, guys, like the show, I have a simple question about penalties. Now, this is not – okay, I'll read the thing and then there's a bit of context around it. Do you think the penalty applied to Neimann was okay compared to no penalty to Wyndham last year? He threw a club, Windy destroyed a locker in an esteemed locker room. So I don't think his comment is whether Neimann should have had a penalty. I think it's the degree of his versus the non-penalty, if you like, of Wyndham's.
I saw a lot of chatter on socials saying, how come this guy didn't get a penalty? How come that guy didn't get a penalty? How come this one didn't get a penalty? Well,
the rules only just been brought in.
The rules have only just been brought in.
So if that had happened last year, definitely would have got a penalty.
But the watch is that at next year's USGA, if somebody throws a club and gets away with it, then it makes this year a farce.
Ridiculous.
A farce. Yeah.
Willow, Smith and Herbert would be filthy with their closing stretch. Will Minwoo ever become the player we all thought he might be?
Well, I was calling him to be a top 10 player by the end of the year. There's still time. He got off to a great start, but it hasn't been a good midsection of the year, has it? So
I think sometimes there are. I want to call them growing pains, but that's the wrong term. But when you are developing as a person and a player, that some people just dive into it and their game is ready-made. Others just have all this ability and just struggle to be consistent.
Minwoo's young.
That's all it is. Yeah. It's just he's got to find a way to play his best golf more often.
Yeah. He's on best way to put it, he's on a learning curve right now. And he's learning about himself in different situations, different courses. And that's part of being a professional golfer. You go through these little valleys, peaks, whatever. And I'm sure he will get there. I definitely know that. He's got the right team around him, a lot of good people to talk to. Sometimes it just takes a little longer than what people are hoping.
Maybe getting a little bit stronger. Maybe just, maybe
already
the
got
things
that.
he's working on with his coach, with the short iron. We were talking about Scotty Scheffler before. Just looked like his distance control was off with me, and that's kind of a spin thing when you're at that level. Maybe it's, just what his coach was telling us, that he somehow needs to spin the ball less with those short irons.
Okay, this one from Joshua. Hey guys, I was watching Bryson putt during the US Open, and to me, he clearly anchors his putter against his bicep. Why is this deemed to be okay, but anchoring a broomstick against your chest is illegal, even though they rarely police it? Love your thoughts.
I think because the bicep actually moves and it's not anchored. Like, when you do actually anchor something to the sternum or to the belly button, that particular point is quite still, where the butt of the club, when it's on maybe up past the elbow on the bicep in this case, at least that bicep is moving.
Yeah.
But I think we should just all bow down to Nick O'Hearn, who just wants it all gone and wants the putter to be the shortest club in the bag. And I know you're not the first, but you've been the most consistent with that view.
Again, it's part of the bifurcation of the rules. Pros only. I mean, amateurs, have at it. Use whatever you want, how you want. Anchor away. No problem at all. But the pros at that level, I think they should be able to handle it.
It was a big topic at the start of the week. I mean, you kind of got gazumped because at every major, the bifurcation or the ball, there's a lot of talk about the ball, the USGA, and the RNA came out and said, well, listen, things haven't been going well, which we knew.
It's going to take longer now.
We actually broke that story 6 months ago. It's all big news now, but you and I told the Wolfpack at least that the ball just wasn't doing what it was developed to do, which was to hurt the long players and the hardly notice for everybody with under 100 miles an hour speed.
Best example of that is Cameron Young, who won the Players' Championship. We know the tee shot he hit on 18 and all that. So with the new proposed ball, he averages 1 yard longer than the existing ball.
Yes.
So how does that make sense?
Yes.
Anyway,
during the week, Kevin Kisner, who I thought did a fabulous job when we weren't listening to our stuff. I thought I was happy. I was happy with Kiz. He just started saying that we just got to find the ball that spins more, which is what I've been on about. So that's probably half the reason why I was happy with Kiz.
Yep.
The other one I heard this week, batting around the club head size, which is again your view.
Finally,
is the bifurcation that desperately needs to happen. So I would love it if we all use the same ball. And
I don't mind the ball going as far, as you said, a bit more spin. That way it'll go a little more offline.
Yeah.
So,
and
with a smaller head.
And the bifurcation that is in play for professionals is the head size of the driver. I think we can all live with that, just with the men, not the women, not the super seniors, just that. Yep. And that would be perfect for where we are at the moment.
Nick, you seemed less impressed with Kiz. Is there a reason for that? You didn't agree
no, I just some of his comments, there's some obvious stuff which he doesn't pick up on. Now, I'm not trying to criticise the guy, but it's just one of those things because it's funny whenever I and you probably do the same. Whenever you're sitting there watching golf, and I almost see it from an analyst point of view in a way, and I'm thinking, well. Oh, why didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Well, he should have. And then now it's easy to say sitting in your armchair. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
And I've missed plenty on TV coverage as well. So it's just, it doesn't quite do it for me. I prefer the Immelman, Nance, Nobilo, those guys. Bones was out there and John Wood. We didn't hear enough of them. I thought that was a big part. Like Bones is great.
Bones is
he
great.
Really, and he's on site. Now, I know a lot of it is on tape delay. So it is hard to do on course from a tape delay because they've got to say it as though it's live, but it happened 8 minutes ago, basically. So there's all these little things that are going on.
Yeah.
Steve from Malabar in Sydney. Hey guys, I just watched the finish to the US Open, and I know it's not against the rules, but the amount of tapping down on your putting line with your putter, I think is getting out of hand. Clark did it for a 1 foot putt on 17 and for a 3-inch putt to win. I've seen Xander do it heaps of times as well. It's almost like they're beating down a path to the hole, I think. What do you think?
I did see that one with Clark on the last. I thought, oh, wow. Gee, you have to putt down a 3-inch putter or 6-inch putter. That was okay. It's become a habit now, hasn't it? Really?
Well, I think at these greens too. Now, we knew at the start of the week that they were power, a little bit of a mix with some rye in there as well. There's a fescue in there. So it's all kinds. And when it's mown for the members, and, if you're playing with the members and it's a windy day, they're happy just to walk off and play the next week. It doesn't matter. But in a US Open, you can't have that, and that's why the greens were watered or syringed. I noticed they kept that off the broadcast. I didn't see it once.
No, you're never going to see that.
They tried to keep it off, which I thought was clever.
Yeah.
But definitely the ball was, I wouldn't say it wasn't bouncing as much as I thought, but there was a lot of wobble.
There was a bit of movement there.
There was a lot of wobble. And that's why probably this week more than others we noticed it.
We could do a top 5 perennial tapper downs, and I reckon Sam Burns and Xander Schauffele would be top of that list because they're always just boom, 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 boom.
With my
and you can, so why not? If you got a mallet putter too, it makes it easier. If you got a blade, well, that makes it tougher.
Hey, with my, I just want to put this forward as a matter of order for our podcast. Okay. With my golf doom scrolling this week, I did find an expert in grass.
Oh,
and with all the new bents,
agronomy.
That's it,
That's
Nick.
the word.
Very good. So,
well, I remember from Dottie Pepper. So.
Yeah.
So I would like at some stage, maybe just a Monday mini, is to get this character on and just tell us all these advancements because, if we can keep the herbicide off the course, then the course will be more alive, and these new bent grasses, the 007 XL, the 777, the 707.
Pure distinction.
Yeah,
I want to know what the differences are, actually, and why do some courses, like I know at Mount Lawley, they didn't go with pure distinction.
Yeah.
I think they went with the 007 or the 707. I can't remember which one.
I also want to know how they do it. Is it like Gattaca, the movie? You ever watch Gattaca?
Oh, yeah.
They just take out the genes and you've got superhumans all over the place.
That's right.
I'm all for it. Now they just do it with grass somehow.
Okay.
All right, last question here. This comes from Jeff. Jeff, hey guys, I heard, Nick, you recently say when you're talking about Adam Scott's 100 majors that you could not recall Jack Nicklaus having any injuries. It seems to me that the Palmers, Hogans and Nicklauses, etc., didn't have anywhere near the injuries that today's players seem to regularly have. I'm not an expert, but do you think they overdo gym work these days? Thank you.
It's a very good question. Gym work has certainly become part of the game. It has to be. I mean, even when I was playing, I was always in the gym. Now, not so much for strength and power, it was more for flexibility and maintenance and things like that. And that's sort of related to how far I hit the ball. I was always like this. I needed to get my shoulders back.
Always
do a bit of a Fitzy.
Golfers are always
Matt Fitzpatrick,
doing posture ones. Yeah.
The other thing I think with players of that generation is you'll notice, I think they move their hips a lot more, especially on the backswing. You had the left heel for a right-handed golfer come off the ground. It's very rare to see that these days. So there was less strain on their back. There was a lot more movement throughout the swing, like a Scotty Scheffler in a way. Yeah. There's a lot more. Although on his backswing, his right knee stays flexed. Whereas if you watch, I think a lot of the older players, the right hip goes back, the left knee goes across. Yeah. And there's this huge twisting motion, so they're not actually, creating these forces of torque where the lower body stays more stable and the upper body twists, and that's where, like a Jason Day, for example, we saw him have to pull out again because he's had several back injuries over the years. And then if you do get in the gym and lifting pretty heavy, well, you are susceptible to more injuries.
Plus, I just feel like they're jumping out of their shoes much more than Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman did. Even the Shark, And he had a bit of swagger and a bit of swat about him. But I always felt like he had reasonable footwork, even though he had the foot slide that was kind of keeping him on track. But these days, who's the Matt Fitzpatrick picture that you sent through, almost both feet in the air at impact.
Couldn't believe that. Yeah.
That's just the modern swing. Yeah. And it's because the sweet spot is so much bigger, they can do that sort of stuff.
And you'll see the left foot pull back so hard now in a lot of these guys when they're hitting driver.
I wonder if they would still do it with a smaller driver head, Nick,
no,
and a ball that spins more.
Well, they're not going to be going at it as hard. Right. So more control.
Right. That's right.
That's the feedback, boys, for Southern Golf Club. Now we're ready for this masterclass, Nick, that you've been plotting.
Well, we're going to go into the sim room. We're going to show a couple of the drills that Wyndham Clark has been working on this past year to really improve his swing and how it could also help your game.
Power tools, battery packs, chargers running long after the job's done. Tradies rely on lithium batteries, but overcharging can shorten battery life or create a serious risk of fire at home. SwitchStar power points automatically cut power after up to 8 hours of charging. No apps, no Wi-Fi, Just plug in and walk away. When you forget, SwitchStar doesn't. SwitchStar. Every home should have one.
Introducing the all-new Titleist GTS. A driver that fuses a breakthrough split mass design with a faster, more forgiving face and our most precise fitting system to create our longest driver ever. Take your game farther with Titleist GTS.
Okay, Mark Allen here at the Golf Clearance Outlet, and it has been such a great relationship that we have had at Talk Birdie to me, the #1 podcast in Australia, with the Golf Clearance Outlet. We're growing together. And the feedback that I keep on getting is that these stores are making golf affordable no matter what state you live in. We've got 9 Golf Clearance Outlets right across the country. 2 more are on the way. The latest one was in Mornington. And they all look like this. You've got the putting barn, you've got golf balls, you've got gloves, you've got all these shirts. But folks, believe me, at the Golf Clearance Outlet, the price is right.
All right, Wyndham Clark, great US Open win. He, on the range, was doing a variety of things, especially in his warm-ups. As Mark mentioned, he had the Pro Sender, which he attaches to his hands or his wrists.
His trail hand.
Trail hand, which stops him from overhinging, over-flexing. There was that one. He was also doing one, let me give you this one, this stick first, where he was hitting shots where the ball was up on a very high tee. And what he's trying to do when he's hitting irons off a very high tee rather than a driver, his tendency is to come in a little bit too steep because he slides into the ball a little bit. So hitting shots off a high tee, what that does is it shallows out your swing quite nicely. I mishit that completely. I think I need to practice that one. But that's okay. So that's a very good drill for that. Another one was where he put his front foot forward and his trail leg back. Now what's that stopping him doing is stopping him sliding into the ball this way. So it'll actually get you to rotate and feel as though this lead hit pulls up behind you. So that's another good one as well. So great little drill there. Hit that one a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we had the stick through the old belt buckles here. Now, haven't done this for a while, by the way, Mark.
No, it's a scary one.
I'm a little bit worried about it, to be honest.
I've never done it.
So we pop that through there. And what he's trying to do here is, on the downswing, he's trying to get his arms and everything in front here, because if you fire your hips early, guess what happens? It's going to hurt. So just start off gently with this.
Slow swings.
Maybe some just little half swings. And as we're coming down, I almost want to feel as though my hips are stalling a little bit. Well, not so much stalling, but this trail leg's going to straighten rather than fire out this way. If it goes here, well, I'm in all sorts of trouble, and then my hands and arms are going to go too far out. But it's really about trying to get these arms and these hands in front of my chest and then rotating through. So not a very flippy swing. Beautiful. Oh, that was my best one.
That looked good.
That was a frozen rope. I might have to do this one a little bit more often. So there's always these little, I guess, tricks or gadgets that you can use, and watch the pros, see what they do on the range, because I quite like this one. It's not bad. And I know you should probably add it to your
I
repertoire
need to
as
add it.
well.
I need to add, do a little bit of work with it as well. Great, fantastic masterclass, Nick. Good on you, folks. Nice to catch you all. Good luck with your golf this week, and we'll catch you next time.
All right.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Betr, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Hostplus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Hostplus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.
What do you
I think I'm getting close.
Yeah, no, I was as well. I was touching it.
I'm just going to do mini. Oh.
What do you think?
I think maybe I'll combine them and just have this foot back.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, I tell you, that does make my bum do something different.
Pulls back a little, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On the way through, yeah,
You've got to pull back.
Yep.
I think I'm going to start doing that one.
Gets the hands and arms in front.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Now I can remember that feel.
All right.
You've been recording that, Dan. What the hell are you doing?
Don't
give our secrets away.
Very good.